Holy double what the butts, welcome back to game number 3 of the Collegiate Star League Grand Finals between the University of Waterloo, the team to beat, versus University of British Columbia, the team that is winning 2-0 right now. Both of them Canadian teams because everyone who lives in the United States is just not very good at StarCraft 2, as demonstrated by the fact that these two teams are just roaring it up here in the Grand Finals. Now, we just saw two great 1v1 games between some Grand Masters, and now we're moving on to 2v2, a matchup that many of you may not even seen. The thing to note is that University of Waterloo definitely going to have a huge advantage. They have Super Ninja and La La La. Except La 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 capitalizes his L's funny, so it kind of looks like I but that's fine. I'm going to call them Team University of Waterloo because I can pronounce that. Now, keep in mind, Super Ninja is one of the top 2v2 players in the world, period. Not only is he one of the best 2v2 players alive, he also... No, thank you. No, I'm just not in the mood for Firefox 4. No, thanks. Good. Good. Let's move on. Not only is Super Ninja one of the best 2v2 players in the world, he also does so with Protoss. Zerg is generally the race that people consider the 2v2 race. The Zerglings so fast and so mobile that you can cut the opponent's armies in two and always force 2v1 situations. However, Super Ninja is right at the top in many Protoss teams, so big shout out to his teammate X6 Azide, as he and Super Ninja drive me crazy whenever I play against him in the ladder. LOLs! However, we would like to note that Saiku and TQ Wannabe also have good records in 2v2s, though they are primarily 1v1 players. So, it's really important to note that UBC is playing on a very 2v2 logic map. Sometimes there's 2v2 maps that allow a lot of turtling, where you can do a lot of those interesting tech transitions, but the map is going to be Warzone. Let's head in and see if University of Waterloo can get their first win. Here is Team University of Waterloo. See, it's La La La, but I still read it as Ayalaya. He's at the bottom. We see Super Ninja, the 2v2 superhero, 4-0 in his CSL 2v2s, spawning in the bottom right. And it looks like, oh, yes, Ayalaya loving his tasty nearby Chinese food. We do see Saiku in the top left and TQ Wannabe in the top right. The map is going to be Warzone, very funky map. We have this gigantic wide ramp here, and there is the expansion, kind of mutually defendable. Even though these players have these side naturals, keep in mind, there's destructible rocks on the left, destructible rocks on the right for both players, so aggressive openings are very key on this map. Looks like Super Ninja, though, going to do a very pulled back pylon into his main. Likely we're going to see some sort of very fast pool stalker build from Team University of Waterloo at the south. Very interested to see what the Terran Zerg team is going to do. Could potentially do the Zergling Hellion style that's very popular with Zerg Terran teams. Excellent map control build, and again with the wide open spaces on Warzone and all the roundabout paths, a faster army is almost certain to be a better army. We don't see a gas geyser going down yet for TQ Wannabe. Likely you always want to see a gas barracks opening for some sort of Hellion play, but there's the geyser going down right now. We see Super Ninja already doing some nice turtling style. Do not want to put your gateways up here. Big vulnerability in this team situation. You want to rely on your teammates' faster spawning pool for defense, but we do see in the top left, Saiku's 10 pool is coming up right now. He's going to get Zerglings with speed very early, but will not be able to afford a queen for quite some time. So this means that he is going to have to rely on his Terran buddy to get those Hellions out very quickly. Again, kind of, you know, assuming he's going to build any Hellions at all at any point. We do see La 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 getting himself a queen. This is the advantage of a slightly later pool. He just has to hope that he can defend his Super Ninja buddy in time. Look at Super Ninja's placement. Look at all the movement constriction that is created. Zerglings can only pierce him from this right side, allowing him to rally nearby the gateway. Very nice placement right there. Saiku's now moving across the map. Does he know what race is where? Yes, he knows the Zerg is in the bottom left. He sees the Zerglings out. Saiku's going to have to wait a little bit. And look at this. Oh no, Saiku ended up, oh no, is not getting a queen at all. There's his Zergling speed coming down as we speak. We also see the Zergling speed from La 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 going down, so this Zergling opening not going to be particularly effective. There is the factory going down. No doubt we're going to see the Hellions pop out in just a second as there's just barely enough space. Go down, little reactor. Come on, reactor one time, reactor one time. There's a reactor. Oh, it looks like Super Ninja. Wait a minute. What is this? Oh, what is this probe doing in here? Oh, no. TQ Wannabe not having the good structure placement. Now it's going to be a very clear decision for Super Ninja of exactly what to be building. He'll be throwing down 2 more gateways, so that way he can end up massing them stalkers as best he can, and he's going to be in an amazing position against this Ling Hellion force that he knows very clearly is what's coming now. Big question is, does any player want to build any Banelings? Generally, you don't see Banelings get constructed in a Zergling Stalker versus Zergling Hellion situation. Saiku is trying to do the best he can to control space until those Hellions end up popping up, but it is taking quite a long time for those Hellions to get down, and there we're seeing Hellions go down. Whoa! TQ Wannabe is interestingly going for a barracks transition. Generally, you see more factories get thrown down. The Blue Flame Hellion is the next transition step, but it looks like he's going to be doing something a little bit surprising, a little bit unorthodox. There's the Stalkers getting chrono boosted out right now. There's the forward pylon. This is going to be very dangerous. Keep in mind, if you do go for this sort of infantry play, you need a little bit of time to get it up and running. Look at that stim only just now starting, so that is going to be quite a bit of trouble to get that up and running before this 4-gate speed Zergling play ends up coming up. The very late Baneling nest didn't get spotted. A scout did manage to pop in there. Let's come into Saiku's base. We see, oh yes, he knows exactly what is incoming. So very interesting little opening situation for both of these players. A lot of Stalkers now warping in for Super Ninja. Again, Super Ninja super duper knows what he is doing. But we do see the 2 1v1 players for the University of British Columbia not quite having that 2v2 setup. These slow infantry and marauders can be quite difficult when it comes to defending against attacks at these backdoor destructible debris. We see the players continuing to poke along the sides. We see the spotting up at the destructible debris, making sure that absolutely nothing can end up swinging in. There's the 4 Hellions trying to swing around. I do not like this play. If he loses those Hellions, he will lose the game for his team. You have to keep that fast army joined together. There is the Xel'Naga Watchtower getting poked at by Super Ninja, clearing it out, making sure there's nothing there, and then going to advance forward, getting in good position. Uh-oh. Looks like losing himself a Baneling to one of those Zerglings. Now we see the Hellions sweeping around. I really do not like this play. Will the defense be enough for the Terran Zerg team? I do not know. Here go the Hellions trying to sweep in. Looks like some Zerglings are there to join them, doing a lot of damage as they are distracted. Oh, the Zerglings clean up the counterattack, and now we see that the University of British Columbia's team is not doing too well at all. Oh no, the Banelings get completely annihilated, but look at the Protoss force just ripping through everything. More Banelings trying to advance forward from Saiku, but there are so many Stalkers on the field. Stalkers, the Protoss, the damage dealer. He had his opponent, or excuse me, his ally, as the space controller, so that way he could get up this very potent army. And what can TQ Wannabe do now? He's just lost almost everything, and Stim is only just now completing. Not that many units out on the field. TQ Wannabe has a lot of units queued up. More Banelings getting produced. That's going to completely negate the Zerg's participation in this fight. We see Wannabe trying to recoup. We see more Speed Zerglings coming in. Incredibly solid early game right here by Team Waterloo. Super Ninja and laying down the law on Warzone. Here comes some Blue Flame Hellions from the backside. Great snipes there with all of those Stalkers. Zerglings trying to swing around, but it looks like Super Ninja trying to pull back, trying to reinforce this forward pylon. Excellent tactical positioning right there. The Baneling goes off, annihilates all those purple Zerglings. The Zerglings from sweeping around the backside. UBC not looking too good. The slow and steady push from Waterloo now going in for the kill sequence. Approaching these Banelings, picking them off one at a time. Zerglings cleaning up Saiku's drones, and it's all up to TQ Wannabe to win the 2v1. How much money does Saiku have? Oh, he has almost nothing. Can't even help his ally in the 2v1 situation with a money transfer. He's still making Zerglings. These are just cannon fodder. Needs to cancel those and ship the juice to TQ Wannabe. Super Ninja's forward pylons getting taken out. That will abate the aggression for a little bit, but in the meantime, with all this map control, Zerg taking an expansion. Zerg doing a good job now of transitioning back to a little bit more economic play, putting guys on the gas. And now we see all of the units of TQ Wannabe in a pretty good position. All the Hellions did get taken down, but not before doing a good amount of damage. Is that concussive shell done? Yeah, so that means, or wait a minute, Yeah, it is done. Sorry, it looks like my vision needs a little bit of correction because those did not look to be moving too slow. But it looks like this Marauder Hellion Force can be quite potent against a Zergling Stalker composition. And here now we see a Robo facility going down for Super Ninja. Very smart play to get the Robo at this point. Obviously cannot support that, but now it's Protoss's job to protect the Zerg who's getting this expansion up. They're in basically a 2v1 situation for the time being. The only way they can lose is to these scary all-ins. So that means that the Protoss player is going to be in the defense mode, going to favor just sentries and zealots while he's powering up to those higher tech units. And Zerg would be quite benefited by transitioning to roaches or anything he could to help bolster that, but for now it's going to be just Zerglings. We see, ooh, Super Ninja wasting 2 force fields. That can be a little bit dangerous. Does purple have anything? Super incredibly no. So we are now seeing, TQ Wannabe, looks like he's heading over here to these back destructible debris, has to take these out. Real dangerous situation to be in because Zealots and Sentries are not very fast. Now we do see that the Robo is done. Smart play for Super Ninja to get this Observer first. Needs to just do spotting against all of these units moving through the middle of the map. Now there's a command center going down. Really, TQ Wannabe would want to try to all in from one base if he could, but he's so close to being broke. It just will not work out. There's the stem. Amazing force fields. Oh, the Hellions get caught at a decent angle, but it looks like the force field's working against the Zerglings in this circumstance. Oh my gosh, he is actually ripping through that front door. More Marines and Marauders swinging from the backside, but it looks like the 2v2 team from University of Waterloo just has a little bit too much stuff. TQ Wannabe definitely having the food lead of all players. Look at the resource counting station. This is what happens when you're in the 2v1 situation. You have a little bit of the lead, but you have to be aggressive as all hell to hope to break through your opponent's front. There's the combat shield going down, hoping to bolster that just a little bit. But with this slowly finishing robotics bay, it means that Super Ninja is going to be in a good position to get that power unit, the Colossus, to really shut down that aggression. And wow, such incredible decision making by Super Ninja, thanks to a little bit of money transfer from his good old Zerg buddy. He's going to be able to take an expansion and get this Colossus very, very quickly. There now are the SCVs transferring to the natural expansion of TQ Wannabe, or should I call it really the only mining base left, and Wannabe is in just a very, very icky, grody, gruesy spot. But this is again a very, very smart play from TQ Wannabe. His opponents are again basically forced to be in a defensive position. This is a very common spot in a 2v2 when one player is basically dead. The team that did the aggressing, the attacking, that did the early play, they're going to be behind as a whole, and this one surviving player, TQ Wannabe, is going to be ahead. We do see that still TQ Wannabe at 70, the other team at 44 and 55 respectively. But with this map control, we're going to see the 2 players, Super Ninja and La, slowly begin to get a bigger and bigger lead. Look at Zerg. Zerg hasn't really even had the opportunity to tech or to power that many drones because they've been under such pressure. And we see TQ Wannabe trying to do his best to keep hold of all these various angles. Now we do see that there is a starport producing medevacs ASAP. There are more Marines getting produced. This is a good way to end up saving up a little bit of extra money to get more unit-producing structures. There's the +1 going down. There's the extra command center. TQ Wannabe just hoping that he can use this little bit of bought time to reestablish himself with a strong enough 1v2 force. But now we do see Super Ninja almost done with that range. And if Zerg can tech up to Infestors, Infestor Colossus, one of the most potent 2v2 combinations on the planet. We see TQ Wannabe having a nice little defense here, keeping those 4 Marauders back, and this is a fairly tense position for both teams. The bottom team, even though they have 2 players, knows that this Terran is rapidly macroing up. We see more unit-producing structures going down, could even continue to start adding on Hellions, Marauders getting produced by the plenty. So this does mean that if for some reason the bottom team gets a little greedy, takes too many expansions, tries to end the game too early, they could run the risk of losing to one big, smartly timed play by TQ Wannabe. So looks like this 2v2 team, very experienced, not going to be rushing into any sort of victory. Going to play it slow, now gently adding on drones, continuing to build a decent amount of roaches. Cannot just power like crazy at this point as a Zerg. Now Super Ninja's going to begin to gear up to make a little bit of a push. There's a third Colossus coming out. He is getting a Forge, kind of helping for that long-term play, also helping get some cannons to secure the sides. And they're going to stay as far to the right as possible. Here's a nice path to constrict, and here's a nice path to constrict all those Marines and Marauders. Does TQ Wannabe see it? It looks like, oh no, he doesn't quite notice yet. And once all the Zerglings end up streaming, and that's when Wannabe notices. He pulled those Marauders back. He will end up having to lift this orbital command, but does he have enough units? This could be the final confrontation. TQ Wannabe from University of British Columbia, hoping that he can get a win for his Team Canada, but it looks like Super Ninja with some great force fields. Zerglings in the front doing great damage to that Marauder pack. Too bad for you, Terran. You can't just go Marauder against the Stalker Colossus Force. Too many Zerglings in this mix. Great push by you, Waterloo, doing their thing. The 2v2 team demonstrating why they are among the top in the world at team games. There is the good game. Bringing it to 1-2 for University of Waterloo. The first win is on the map in that team game. Again, showing how critical it is to have that nice, well-rounded team. We will soon find out who can manage to take the win going into Game 4 of the Collegiate Star League Finals here. $2,000 in fancy schmancy parts from TT Esports and $1,000 cash second place from Justin TV. So definitely do not go anywhere. We'll be going into Game 4 of the Grand Finals right after this.